basketball fans, what is up? And welcome to the All Basketball Podcast, where debates often take place. I'm your host, Maurice Dixon. This is another edition of Carolina Got Something to Say. And right now, got a rival as far as Carolina Duke on the show with me in the moment. Horace from Atlanta, but he's a Duke fan. I want to kind of find out how that all started. I know a lot of people pick Duke, Carolina, who are not from the state, but Horace, give us a little bit about how you became a Duke fan.
Interesting. And believe it or not, a lot of people don't even ask me that, but it is a story behind it. Well, as you can see, representing Duke. Back when I was in the 8th grade, 86, I was really never. I've always been like a college basketball fan, and that's when Len Bias was really taking off, and I was a Len Bias super fan, and I was playing 8th grade, and my coach used to tell me all the time that I need to work on my body language. And I really never understood what he was trying to say and understood what he was talking about until he mentioned. He said, "You need to watch." He said, "You need to watch that Duke program." I was like, "Okay." So it kind of stuck in my head, and I remember one weekend I was out staying over at a friend's house, and it was in March, and March Madness was on, and it was in March. This the year when Duke played Navy in the tournament, David Robinson and things of that nature. So I got a chance to watch the game, and the first thing I saw when they called the foul on Duke, the guys would raise their hand like, admitting that they fouled. I'm like, I've never seen that like that before. They wasn't tearing off. The body language was not like it was real bad or whatever. And I said, "Oh, I see what Coach is talking about now. I see what he's trying to get me to understand." And then that's when my first time ever seeing Johnny Dawkins play, and I was like, "Wow, that kid, wow." And so Johnny Dawkins was one of my guys and first Duke player that I ever really liked. And from then on, I just been following Duke, and I started getting into Coach K's books and his philosophy and things of that nature. And the fandom just grew. And here I am now. Coach K is gone, but the fandom is already entrenched at this particular point. So that is my story.
Okay, interesting stuff. That's yeah, that is interesting. I'll tell you a little bit how I became a Carolina fan, and I think I'm pretty sure I remember it correctly. Even though I'm from Wilmington, North Carolina, and so it kind of became whether most people either for Carolina or for Duke, and nobody really put it on me. Suggested it to me. I just know I remember maybe a family member was cheering when I was watching, but I remember, as far as I go back to remember, I remember Rick Fox hitting that jumper in, I'm pretty sure it was against Oklahoma in like 88, 89 in the tournament. It might have been Sweet 16 to get them to the Sweet 16. And then I was kind of, okay, this team is I like them, and I didn't know anything about Jordan going there. And I didn't even know he was from my hometown either before then, I don't think. And then something kind of just gravitated me towards them. And then once I found out Duke was the rival and they ran off those two straight 91, 92, it really started in 90, because I remember I didn't like them, but I was a UNLV fan. And I was 10 years old, and I was like, man, Dad, they back in the championship game, and I had to go to bed. The next morning I woke up, I was just so happy to see that 103-73 win for UNLV. I was like, yes. And that was and then they beat UNLV the next year. Obviously wasn't happy about that, but I know my Duke hatred goes back that far in Carolina, but it's weird because it's not even from like a rival game or a game between them. When you kind of start learning who the rival is, because I kind of really don't even remember any games between Duke and Carolina until maybe like probably around Montrose, but I don't remember any like vividly, like obviously Stackhouse, and Rasheed Wallace in '95 Army. That one comes to memory. You see that one a lot in highlights, but yeah, that's how it came to be, and it was just something I kind of stuck with, and they've been my squad ever since. Okay. And man, I mean this team this year has really impressed me. It was it was great. I know for myself and other Carolina fans to, after getting swept, to respond with a sweep. I mean, that was because Carolina they stuck it to Duke the year before, and then we came back with all those expectations, and then we get swept, like, and then we'll make the tournament. So definitely getting that one, and I didn't think we'd get this one last night, but getting that one, and I just knew, okay, we play at home first. We want to get that one, because if we don't get that one, then coming to Cameron and winning is always tough. But to get both of them, man, that was I mean, Cormac Ryan, people can pick on him about his age. I really didn't know he was 25. I meant to look up why has he been in college so long? Has he been injured? But maybe you can tell me. But I mean, he shot the lights out. He came out like 3 straight threes. Carolina made the first 5 shots, and then when you can play from in front, it's always good. And they played good defense as usual. I mean, Duke made their run. Filipowski played much better in the second half, but it just came down to I think the early start and probably the hustle, and the some people say Carolina may have a little more grit. What do you say? Who are you blaming for the loss?
Well, you know, first of all, let me say this. Let me get this out of the way. I'm gonna give a disclaimer. Because UNC is a rival, I don't ever use the word hate Carolina. I respect them. I respect Dean Smith. I respect Roy Williams. I respect the program wholeheartedly. So there is never a time you'll ever see me putting a team down. I put more energy into my own team. You know, you hear people talk about the rivals of teams, and I'm a Falcons fan. I don't have nothing bad to say against any Saints fan or any Saints or the team, period. Because I need to be concerned about my own team. So I would say that I have nothing to say bad or anything about. You'll never hear me say anything bad about Carolina, period. I may have some poking fun and jokes, you know, things of that nature, but it's not down to them. These are just, you know, jabs, you know, a jab here, there, you know, like, you know, if you want blue, if you want real blue, just if you want faded blue, add water to the, you know, to the blue, you get, you know, stuff, you know, just stuff like that. But either way, I don't hate Carolina. I actually respect the you know, what they built. So, but to last night's game, you know, these games get very emotional sometimes, and I've always said that when you have talent, can you coach it? And getting a lot of talent doesn't impress me unless you can actually cultivate that talent to display what the talent is actually can do. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this one on John Shire. Because first of all, the in-game coaching has been very, very suspect since he took over for Coach K anyway. If Ryan has hit 3 open shots or 3 shots, 3 threes, there's no way in the world, in game, he should get another open 3, period. And even if he gets, the couple of, I think 2 of the 3s in the second half coming off screens, coming off a pick, and it was a quick release or whatever the case may be, then you need to deny him like you have been denying, RJ Davis the whole night. Do that. So that's in-game adjustments. That's something that very, very simple to understand and see. I mean, a blind man could have seen that you can't let him shoot the ball. Secondly is Filipowski getting the ball in the paint and flailing, looking for fouls because he's not going up strong with the ball. That's tough, and that goes back to coaching again, because this has been going on all season. He went through a hip replacement surgery from last year because he played with a bad hip last year, and it kind of made it derailed him at the end of the season. But he came back stronger, supposedly, with a brand new hip or whatever. And so now he was playing like, when you start looking for fouls and going up, you're not going up strong enough to score, you're going up to look for a foul. Then 2 times I can remember, 2 times in that game, he went up looking for fouls and didn't get it. Ball went the other way, and not only did we not score, they scored. So if you take the 2 times that I can remember, that's 4 points. And if you take away at least 2, if you take away at least 2 of those Ryan threes in the second half, that if you denied him the ball, he would have never got it. That's another 6 points. So you got a 10-point swing just in that instance, because we couldn't adjust in game to what was going on, to what we was actually seeing. So to me, that in itself, and then, Filipowski, you can't miss free throws in a rivalry game, period. You just can't miss free throws. And he missed 3, so 13 points. 13, that's 13-point swing. You lose by 5. I mean, do I need to say more?
So, yeah, I'm looking here, 5 of 8. Yeah, they shot 6 more free throws, made only 3. So, but if you got Mitchell, I'm not sure you're gonna usually try. The plan was to take, obviously, RJ Davis away, leave the ACC scorer. So, I mean, I think Roach, Proctor was on him. So Mitchell wasn't on Cormac Ryan?
No.
What?
McCain,
okay. So, I mean, sometimes when the guy's on, he's just on, I guess. Cormac Ryan's not the type of guy you want to trap.
Yeah, but you can deny. You can still deny.
I think a few of them, like, he just kind of fell into them. It wasn't like they was running plays. He was kind of, I know the few early ones, and then I think.
Well, yeah, that's fine. I'm talking about the second half threes, though. The second half threes. If you already know that he's already burned you in the first half, there's no way he can burn you in the second half. That's what I'm saying. In-game coaching is in-game coaching. I mean, there's no way that you can't fall into him shooting any more threes than you can give up. You can't do it. He's already burned you in the first half, so that's terrible in my opinion.
But now he did adjust because he made 9-10 free throws. So Maybe he did some foul baiting. I could see a little bit of that. I wouldn't argue against that, but he did one three he had, and he was like, "Oh, I know they're coming." He could have got it off, but he was like, "Let me just do something." He kind of kept him off balance a little bit. He didn't just stay a spot up shooter because he's really streaky. Like, this is his best game probably ever in his college career, and definitely for Carolina. I mean, he's had some other. He'll make 2 or 3, but he's only shooting about 30%. So, I think he kind of adjusted in a sense too. Then because remember early on, in the second half, he laid off. Then he got a few late, so it's kind of like, I don't have the plays. I know we don't have the plays in front of us, but maybe just not really defensive breakdowns, but he was kind of keeping them honest. He wasn't just.
Yeah, but you can't have defensive breakdowns in this game, and with what he's already done, you can't have that.
Well, would you say you put Mitchell on him then? Because if Mitchell probably had to guard Ingram. No, well, Ingram was posting up and getting a switch. So
my thing is this: if a guy has burned you in the first half, I don't care what you have to do. It cannot repeat. I don't care what you do, you cannot have that repeat. I don't care if you have the switch. Just deny him the ball. He cannot. Just don't let him touch it, period.
Yeah. I mean,
so if he's adjusted, he can't adjust to pump fake and driving into the hole if you don't let him touch the ball.
But that's you got to. I mean,
you can't. Hold on, let me ask you this then. R.J. Davis, how many points did he have?
He had he had a great output. He had 4 of 12, just 9 points.
Okay, so he's the ACC leading scorer, right?
Right.
Okay, so you game plan to come in to make sure he don't get 20 or whatever the case may be. Okay, you did a good job. Whatever you did to make that happen, the same thing could happen. R.J. Davis didn't have the ball in his hand enough because he was in denial. They didn't let him touch it when he needed it. So my thing is this. So don't tell me it can't be done when you've done it with R.J. Davis.
I think Davis got the touches. He just couldn't shake his man. He got the touches.
Well, once he gave the ball up, he didn't get it back.
Well, it was like late shot stuff where he just had to kind of voice because
once he gave the ball up, and once it was time to make a play, R.J. Davis didn't see the ball again because they was in denial.
Well, I mean, obviously me and you both play basketball. We can agree probably it's easier said than done, but I see what you're saying about turning up the pressure on dude if he's burning you. But he's so I mean, I guess maybe that does obviously come back to coaching where you have to switch and get a better ball denial guy on him. Or
I told in-game adjustments has been Shire's downfall since he's taken over. There have been plenty of times and chances where, again, why can't you get Filipowski on the block one-on-one? You weren't doubling him. Just get him on the block, cross screen, cross post screen, bring him over, let him go one-on-one with Baycott and stop. Just go up strong. I mean, sit him down, go up to score instead of going up looking for the foul. That's coaching. That's coaching. Bottom line, that's coaching.
And I mean, maybe they'll get a chance to see each other in the tournament starts soon in DC. So, but I think you obviously want Davis. We are, as a Carolina fan, obviously want Davis play. But I do think Roach can be key. Now, one thing to hurt y'all, Roach, he didn't shoot it well. 13 points is okay, but took him 12 shots, so it was That's the other guy. You was last home game. You kind of expected to step up
Right.
on senior night. He didn't. But I mean, credit to Duke for making the charge. I mean, it came out in the second half, totally how you would want and how I didn't want them to come out, because that's where you can flip the game. Like, because it was only I think a 9-point game at the half.
Yeah, I mean, they came out disjointed offensively and stagnant the whole time. You know, Jed Maurice takes a step by jumper, the first play of the game, and okay, it snowballs from there. So yeah, the offense was disjointed from the beginning, and it just allowed UNC to throw the first punch, throw the first haymaker, and things of that nature. And Carolina defense is very underrated for a length of time.
They've been playing. They were doing a lot of trapping this year against some. Like, we've been making some really good second half adjustments. Like, I think the game is Oklahoma. I didn't see the Kentucky game, and I saw most of the UConn game, but they instilled this trap in the second half. But I don't know if you just don't have the bodies. You need to have like 10 guys to be able to play. And it's really only Trumble's our best defender, and surprisingly, Cadeau is a good defender to be a freshman. Neither one of them are great shooters. Trimble shoot a little better. Cadeau, we will have to work on that. But
and another thing, I was talking about how in game adjustments, Cadeau cannot shoot. He's not even looking to shoot. How does he get an easy layup going to the hole?
He quick.
If you know in the scouting report
he quick.
that he's not going to shoot the ball, make him take a shot.
But he's quick. Like, you gotta.
bro, listen. I done played basketball before, plenty of time. If I don't want you to drive, you're not driving.
But
if that's the only thing you got, I mean, it's just like in football. You one-dimensional. You only thing you have to do is pass the ball. So the only thing you got to do, because you're not going to shoot. I mean, look what Carolina did when Ryan Young got the ball. Baycott backed up in the paint and dared him to shoot. I mean, simple in game. It's coaching. Simple little things like that. It's just like, come on, man. Those little bitty things. It adds up. Ryan Young is not a shooter. He's not even attempting to shoot. He's not trying to shoot. So Baycott, like, why would I even go out there on him if he's not gonna shoot? He don't even want to.
Right.
So why is Cadeau getting to the hole, laying the ball up as if he's in the layup line?
Well, he gonna get you. I don't know if you've seen him enough this year, but people have tried that. He has 7 points. He gonna get a few of those layups.
Yeah, he gonna get a few of those layups within the offense, but just going one-on-one, no, don't.
But who do you remember who was on him?
I have to go back and watch it. But
yeah, because I mean,
when it happened, I jumped up in the air. I was like, "This is hard."
And then I know you was mad. I couldn't believe the 3-pointer he made. That was just some trash he had to throw up, and it went in with 0.1 left. That was.
Yeah, I mean that. Okay, cool. I can live with that, but okay, but the layup, I can't live with that.
I mean, I feel you on that. But he's
this doesn't take away from him. I'm talking about our in-game adjustments. You mentioned Hubert Davis made in-game adjustments against Oklahoma and some other teams. So in-game adjustments, you understand, in-game adjustments matters, right?
Yeah. Well, I was more so saying halftime. I don't know about for sure in-game. More so definitely.
Well, halftime is still in the game.
Yeah, like we gonna
you're adjusting the game plan, you're adjusting this and that. You still within the game, but within in game. I mean, you can on the fly, okay, cool, I get it. But halftime, you gotta go in there and readjust or whatever and do some things. And okay, Shai must have said something to Filipowski, come out, he scores the first 8 points or whatever the case may be. Then you fall back into these bad habits of trying to look for the fouls, not going up strong with the ball, and Jeremy Roach turning the ball over when you could have taken the lead. You're down 43-42. You can go up, you can take the lead for the first time, and you turn the ball over.
Yeah, that
Little
was
stuff like
yeah. And sometimes it breaks like that. I mean, maybe Shai just has some more to learn, because definitely when Roy Williams was against Coach K, Coach K would outcoach him. Sometimes Roy just had more talent, or they get a few breaks, but like that 2005 team that won the championship game, I mean, he pretty much outcoached Roy Williams. I mean, even after that, like, he would implement little zones here and there in game. I mean, we obviously talking about all-time great coaching, Coach Krzyzewski, but you have to eventually get there. Maybe, I don't know where Shire is going to go. He's doing a good job, I think, but maybe he'll get there, maybe he won't. But
he's doing a good job in recruiting. He's not doing a good job in sustaining who he took over for, which is a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
But he hadn't been to a Final Four. He hadn't got past the second weekend in the tournament. So, let's yeah. The expectations are a little different.
So how far you see this team going? What are your expectations? Sweet 16 at the least?
Well, I've stated this on a number of occasions. There has not been a one and done shot maker for Duke, possibly since Jason Tatum or Jabari Parker. That's how long it's been since they had somebody that say, okay, give me the ball, get out the way, I'm gonna make a shot, I'm gonna make a play. I mean, we can go to the Zion Williamson team, but Zion Williamson, if you didn't get him one-on-one, he's not a shot maker. He's a playmaker, but not a shot maker. I'm talking about a shot maker that's somebody that when
Banchero? You don't consider Banchero that? I thought Banchero was that.
He made plays. I think he made plays. But somebody that when he put the ball up in moments, is going in. Yeah. Banchero, he made plays. He was bigger than everybody, but he made plays for himself or for somebody else, but you gotta have shot makers. So because we don't have shot makers, we're more of everything has to be connected together in order for the team to play at its highest level. And maybe this senior night loss will wake some guys up, and maybe especially the coach, wake the coach up to see that you can't come out disjointed on offense or on defense. Because who gives up 2 open threes or 3 open threes to a guy that if you leave him open, I mean, shoot 30%, but okay, yeah, that's all good and fine, but my goodness, how is he open though? That's being disjointed. And then there's no excuse for hustling, being out hustled to the ball. There's no excuse for that. They talk about 50-50 ball. It was 100-0.
Yeah.
So that's, again, it goes back to coaching. So maybe you can get the talent in, but can you cultivate that talent?
Well, as far as, next year you obviously got Flag, and you got the other, is he the guy from the Sudan or something? 7'2" guy?
Yeah.
So if they all they cracked up to be, I mean, y'all probably gonna give us the business.
It looks good. It looks good on paper, but again, if you cannot cultivate the talent, then it don't make no never mind. Because getting all this talent without winning rings, to me, is you balancing everything out. You just setting up for fail.
But you don't want to be. I mean, you want to be Calipari, but you don't want to be Calipari because you want to get one, but you don't want to just have one. Look at all the talent that's come through Kentucky. I mean, all the point guards that are in the league right now, it's ridiculous. They all the good point guards, like almost a lot of them, that went to Kentucky. And I know they was there at different times, and some of these. Now the one squad I fought Calipari for the most was that 2015. I at least thought they should have went up against Duke, but they lost to Wisconsin. Mm-hmm. And because I mean Okafor was balling that year for Duke. I mean,
yeah,
Justice Winslow and Jones too. I didn't like how he used to foul bait, but he knew how to do it and get and ones. And Justice Winslow, and then Grayson Allen, he was just on fire as a freshman.
Yep. Yeah, Matt Jones.
I don't remember him, Mac Jones.
Yeah, 13. He was a defensive guy.
I don't remember him. I have to look him up.
Yeah, Matt Jones was on that team.
But I mean, they was and I
Quinn
guess
Cook.
Who? Quinn Cook.
Quinn Cook.
He was a senior. Yeah, Quinn Cook could shoot it. He could shoot it.
Yeah. Yeah, yes. that was an impressive team. Made an impressive run.
And I was
Grayson Allen coming out party.
Yeah. And I guess who is it? Him and Tyus Jones. I mean, Winslow bodied and failed him. I guess Okafor overseas. Quinn Cook. Wow, that's crazy. It still worked out for Grayson Allen because he need to leave. He's a freshman, but he stayed. But he's a veteran now in the league.
And he balling for Phoenix.
Yeah. Set like a record for threes the other night, not too long ago. Yeah. But you want to get back to boy Filipowski. So I know you said on your show that they stopped court storm, but I saw a lot of stuff saying, well, you may have looked at the video. I didn't get a chance to look at it today, but he might have stuck his leg out. He stuck his leg out last night too.
Yeah, that's overblown. Man. All that's overblown. I had to tell somebody to, let's stop overblowing the narrative that, just because you see something, you can make something look, you can make something be whatever you want it to be, because you can create your own narrative, because all of us are reporters or gossip talkers, either way it go. So, I mean, at the end of the day, it's, did anybody get hurt? Did anybody do this? Now, court storm to me is the most ridiculous thing to me as far as that is concerned, because 2 incidents has happened in court storming where players have gotten injured. Caitlin Clark,
she almost got bumped.
Yeah. Now, if she would have went down with a season injury because of who she is, then something would have been done about that.
But when you look at I don't think that Philip. I mean, he clearly stuck his leg up. Like usually when you're playing basketball, if somebody's in front of you, you don't kind of go around. You try to go over them respectfully, but he stuck his leg out. It wasn't. That was. I mean, I know in the heat of battle, but he stuck his leg out. And
I can take my leg out trying to stretch because I just fell.
Come on, Horace.
But do you actually know? Do I know? No, I don't. I don't know what the team is. But again, you can create the narrative that you want just to try to firestorm a conversation. So until you actually know, then we can look at everything and just be like, things can look bad, but the intent may not be that.
Well, I mean, I don't know if he has a history. It could be one time, but if this is the beginning of something, but the same thing was maybe about Grayson Allen, but we saw this as a repeated pattern. He took it to the NBA. So
okay, so Chris Paul just as dirty as anybody.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
So my thing is, are we just going to, just because Filipowski played for Duke and Grayson Allen has done this previously, we just go keep riding that train as if, or we go copy and paste Grayson Allen incident to something like this, just to have clickbait, or just to get a like, or just to get a story to be told, or whatever. Those kind of things are just like, you can overblow it.
I mean, I wouldn't. I know you wouldn't. Like you said, some people probably will. Now, I didn't think anything of Grayson Allen. I mean, I just looked at it as the whole rivalry of Duke, it being added to the Duke Carolina rivalry, and he didn't get teed up with a foul call for it, but but it's just like you didn't have to lift your leg like that. Now, people can blow it out of proportion and say, but I mean, I'm giving benefit of the doubt. Okay, maybe the other dude, you didn't want to get an advantage and you were still down. I'm putting my leg up. This may not be more of something he does regularly, but it was pretty evident right there. Like, okay, you trying to, I mean, and Mike, I mean, even though he's a Carolina fan, he might be biased, but you feel like Filipowski it was
a dirty play. The thing is, when he moved his leg, his face was looking back at his leg, so he knew what he was doing. It wasn't like it was just trying to get up awkwardly like that. Who gets up and moves their toe and sticks it out? I mean, it was a trip. He tripped the man. I mean, man, that's what it was.
So, and Horace, this is Mike, who I was telling about. He's a Carolina fan. We're gonna get
all right now.
So, Mike, before you got on Horace, so issue was, and me and you have gone back and forth, I mean, about Cormac Ryan. He felt like the adjustment wasn't made. Do you feel like Duke could have did something better against Cormac Ryan, or is just kind of like he just had a game of his life?
I wouldn't say the game of his life. I think Duke's issue was to limit RJ Davis, and that was their job. Their job was to make sure the dude didn't get off. So by default, either he had to get off, or Ingram, or Baycott. But then Baycott, he didn't have that lift this game. Like, some games he has it, and some games he doesn't. So he didn't have it. So
he can't dunk with one hand.
If you're not getting from RJ Davis, and you're not getting from Baycott, I mean, he was the only, between two shooters, and he finally shot above 70% from 3-point range. And
finally, nobody shoots.
Okay, I'm not okay. What's the dude from Tennessee? I know he all world, right?
Connect.
Yeah,
40.
He shoots above 70%. He gets hot a lot of times. He's a great player, right?
Right.
And to say that Cormac, not to say that he's up there at that level, but if you're shooting 8 to 9 threes a game, you're not really making a lot of them, man. Until tonight. This was his first game. He shot a high volume and made a high volume. That's all I'm saying from a number standpoint.
Well, he shot 8 and made 6. I mean,
that's great. 75%.
Right. 3 in the first half. But me and Horace, then we're going back and forth. I felt like he was adjusting enough to where he said, Horace saying they should have had more ball denial, but I felt like Cormac was kind of adjusting and going to the rack. He wasn't just settling for threes.
Yeah,
it wasn't really.
And I said this: if you deny the ball, he don't have a chance to get to the rack because he ain't touching the ball. Just like you deny RJ Davis, any time that it's time to make a play, RJ Davis get the ball up, he ain't getting it back.
Okay,
to make sure that
you're right. So if they deny Ryan, then you're gonna have just penetration.
I would take that chance. Then you got you. then at that particular point, okay, it's just like if
actually,
it's just like in basketball. If I cut the baseline off, the top man come down in the middle. So everybody make an adjustment. So if I deny Ryan, for somebody else like my man name who I said had the easy layup?
Kadu.
Force Kadu to make a shot, which he's not a shot maker. So force him to make a shot. Rotate the ball until he ends up with the ball and force him to do something. But you cannot allow this guy who is burn you in the first half.
Well, actually, they followed his game plan. They were actually doubling Baycott. And Baycott actually had like 4 or 5 assists in the first half, dishing it to Ryan. So it's like, all right, do you let Baycott operate? And he was going to do that, dude. Then in the second half, they put a smaller dude on Baycott. That little freshman dude.
13.
What was that guy from Duke? Nah, he was like a backup. He was killing Stewart. So I was like, they're going to guard Baycott one-on-one with Stewart. Baycott better go to the rim on him. But in
that case, you let Baycott. I mean, if you make enough threes, you can offset what Baycott does. I mean, I don't see the point of really doubling Baycott.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the players. I mean, trying to make a play or something. I don't know if that's. I mean, well, that's part of coaching. Your players got to listen too. I mean, you can't let Baycott like, I'm double off. You don't double off the strong side. I know that was made at one wrong time. Like that's a dumb double.
If Baycott gives you 30, Duke has a chance to win. But if you're RJ Davis or you're Ryan get hot, it seems like that lead can just really snowball and it's deflating to try to guard them dudes, man. But they chose to stop
again, I was saying in-game adjustment has been Shire's biggest issue since he's taken over. And put the ball in Ryan's hand, make him put it on the floor, take it out of RJ Davis' hand, make Ryan put it on the floor, make him put it on the floor and go one-on-one to do something else. Don't leave him open. If he's hitting threes, deny. I don't care what you have to do. Deny, because whatever you were doing in the first half, it didn't work. So make some adjustment until something else you have to make an adjustment to. And again, I was also telling Maurice about how Filipowski keeps going up looking for fouls instead of going up strong. That was just horrible to me. And you can't miss free throws in these kind of rivalry games.
But Filipowski, I have to give it to him. He went off in the second half. I mean, his outside was working, the inside was working, and he gave us some problems. Like Duke was actually down by 1 point with the ball, right? Like they were back
until Jeremy Roach, the senior, turned the damn ball over.
Yeah. The thing is, he got stripped from behind, right? Because it was like we were getting beat out the dribble, but we had great help defense this year. Like we were defended, and that's how you go on the road, man. You got to play defense, and we got a couple of knockaways. Like when Duke was driving, one cat that scared me for Duke was not Proctor, but the other cat,
McCain.
Yeah, McCain. Yeah, it's like, man, every time that dude would shoot, man, it's like that's like it looked like it was going in. But and then I saw some mock drafts too. They told McCain going in the first round, and it's like I don't know if that should happen because Duke got so many losses. It's like I don't think these college players are even ready for the next level. It's like they need to come back and solidify what Duke basketball is supposed to be, man. Because they just took a lot of L's this year. That should be a 1 seed.
They got talent coming in. I mean, ain't gonna be enough room for everybody. I know they got tall guys coming in. I don't know about guards. I thought Proctor would have left last year.
He ain't ready.
You always saying somebody ain't ready.
They not. Like them cats from NC State, Tyquarius Smith and all them dudes. Like these guys are sophomores and sophomores leaving, and you can't find them on the NBA roster. So that's why I'm saying they're not ready.
Well, I mean, you got to put your name in the hat. Maybe it's not, but you can go and find out, I'm not ready, and come back. But I mean, if McCain he's gonna go. I mean, you be a fool. I mean, if you high on the,
so there's a lot of fools out there. There's a lot of fools out there going.
Well, I'm saying you go. I mean, you're not gonna get that much NIL money. So you go, you get the amount of money they're gonna give you to play basketball. and you work it out from there. That's just how it is now. I mean, it's different.
That's why the Europeans are taking over, man.
No, go ahead.
They taking over because like we're missing some fundamental team basketball skills, and I don't know what it is. It just seems like it's a lot of ISO, just high ball screen and rolls and 3-point shooting.
Well, don't the European dudes do that too? Don't look to do that too?
They do it better than others. They're more efficient than some. Something ain't right. Like, I don't know.
Well, maybe it's just a broader talent pool. I mean, you don't. Honestly, if you're playing in college, you're not the cream of the crop really anymore. Most guys aren't. I mean, like you got guys here and there like Connect. I mean, we seen he's balling.
Right.
I don't know if there's anybody on Kansas or Houston. I mean, Shed, is he really
Dickinson? Maybe.
He a big body. But I'm just saying it's just the way the game is shifted. I mean, I don't know if it's necessarily just don't have the best players right now. And I don't feel like there's anything. I mean, I'm an American, yeah. I mean, but I feel like it's just that part of the cycle we're in where you're just not gonna have the best players right now. They're just not the best players. Either they up in Canada or, I mean, but look at Dillingham and I think I'm saying it right, and Shepherd for Kentucky. I mean, they balling.
Yeah, they did get it. I didn't think they were going to win it.
They won a row. I mean, but Shepherd his dad played for Kentucky, so
right.
He got the lineage. I mean, and Kentucky, they putting guards in the league. You can run them off. I mean, Fox, Booker, Shea Gilgeous, Jamal Murray, even backups like Quickly and even Max. He's not even a backup. That's 6-7 guards. I mean, the talent's there.
But for everyone you say that made it, there's some that don't too, like your Harrison twins.
But that's
like, you got some guys there.
But that's always been the case, right?
Yeah, but my thing is, once it's not, the job is to win in college. And if you got all the talent in college, and if you're not winning, then going to the pros, that's for another team to deal with. We can talk about the incoming class for Duke and all this other kind of stuff, and everybody raving about. And I've seen on the Duke post now that we can't. I can't even wait the next year. But at the same time, Shire has to again cultivate the talent. Ain't no sense of getting all the talent in if you ain't coming away with no ring.
I agree with that. Yeah, Coach K maximized them dudes on this team, man. Like, I mean, you're trading Landon's like guys that were just all world in college. They may not have done nothing at the next level, but Wojciechowski, like that little dude was a problem. Like,
exactly. Do what you need to do for the college team. Don't worry about the pros. Let all that stuff take care of itself. Handle your business in college. Cultivate that talent. Maximize what you have for what you got for now. And we can't talk about, or we have to talk about the injury to Caleb Foster, how that actually hurt as well. Another defender that could have been on Ryan instead of Jared McCain, because Jared McCain is not a defensive guy. Foster is a better defender. He's longer. He's 6'5". So, I mean, that has to go. You have to put that in there to say, okay, yeah, that kind of hurt too. We were down a decent guard, a guard that can defend, and a guard that can handle the ball as well.
Is he coming back this year, or who just out that game? Or
he's not practicing yet. They said possibly first, second round. Well, let me see. They got a 2-bye in the ACC in the tournament.
Double bye.
Maybe in the semifinals. He may get back.
Because it's something with his foot, right?
Yeah. They keep saying lower leg injury, so I don't know what they actually mean.
Yeah, so I mean, they could very well be a round 3. We'll see. in DC, Duke, Carolina. ACC's not that strong. I mean, but somebody always can slip in and upset you, like Clemson or Virginia, grind you down. I mean, but it's not. They getting, and Wake is decent, so they getting just off the top right now. I think. Well, I don't know. I mean, will we get more than 2? But will we get 4 in? I mean,
Yeah,
saying Wake on the bubble.
yeah,
Virginia.
I heard this man arguing about Wake Forest. Yeah, wait. Then them cats lost 2 straight. And then they lost to Georgia. That's what somebody sorry. I'm like, well, you can't keep arguing about Wake Forest and they got 12 losses. It's kind of tough. And then they late, yeah. And then Pittsburgh, shaky, Syracuse, shake. Like you got a lot of teams that's ain't maybe NIT bound.
I think Virginia probably got a better chance, but they look bad against Duke and Carolina.
Right, they got blown out. They got worked with some nights too.
But
Virginia Tech blowout. Like,
yeah, because
unacceptable.
I mean, you look at Kansas. I mean, you look at the Big 12. They're gonna get a whole bunch of teams in. And Kansas got whipped. I know they lost Dickinson yesterday, but they got whipped. Them in the SEC gonna get like a load of teams in because conference is just so good.
Not really. I guess one team I look at is like South Carolina. They only had like 5 losses, but they didn't play nobody in the preseason. So it's like some dude was like, "Yeah, we're gonna crack the code then. So we're just gonna have nice, sorry preseason schedules all at home to have a nice undefeated record, and then we can lose in conference and still make the tournament." Because that's what South Carolina's doing. Like, there's some teams out there that just kind of finagling their schedule. I mean, they don't make it, but they just don't lose to a bad team, and then you got a great record.
But they gonna get in. Didn't they beat somebody pretty good?
They might have beat
at
Kentucky
home
or somebody.
No, they came back in. I think it was Florida at home.
Yeah, Florida. Yeah.
I mean, Florida's getting in. Tennessee, Auburn, Alabama. I mean,
Wake beat Florida. So that's what I'm saying. It's like all these. I don't know. There's a lot of bubble teams. I can't just say one victory over another one and get somebody in. But I don't know. We just had the ACC just had a lot of bad losses in there, and you can't really recover from that.
They don't have the talent. I mean, that's clear cut. I mean, it's just they don't have the talent. I mean, it's in the Big 12. It's not in the Pac-12. I mean, you only got Arizona out there. Surprised how they got whipped yesterday.
Oh, they lost?
They got blasted by USC. Yeah, like 13 points.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Caleb Love, 1 of 10.
That's why we got rid of him. He shot us out of so many games.
Yeah, the bad shots and I think if he played with this team, he would play smarter. It's more guys to trust.
Oh no, he'd be like Cormac out
Puff
there.
Johnson, Leaky Black. I mean, they can't shoot. How would they help? They only helping you on defense.
Yeah.
Nance was off.
Will Sharper,
Brady Manning, he was a savior. I mean, but yeah, that team was really flawed.
Dominic Dunn needed more minutes and time and shots.
I don't know if he can even stay healthy, right?
Okay.
But I mean, Arizona, they gonna get a high seed. I think probably 1.
No, they got 2.
2 out west. Oh, so you got Purdue. Oh, Houston, Purdue,
and Connecticut. Yeah.
Connecticut, and
they're saying we might be the 4th number 1. Maybe. It's us in Tennessee.
I saw us getting a 2 because but we beat
Tennessee.
Tennessee.
It's 2 right now.
Tennessee just lost.
I know, but
it's
they
2 right now.
Oh,
but we beat them. But they're in a tougher conference.
right. Yeah. They said those quad 1 wins. Yeah, whatever that.
But I do want to ask this: what are y'all? They talking about certain conferences not something they want to expand. I'm not really for that, but yeah, you get more power teams in, but.
Yeah, I heard that too because they got 360 teams now. So instead of going from 64, they should go to either 80, another 16, or 96 or something.
I think it was 76.
Yeah, because I know it's
okay, a small expansion wouldn't be bad. 76 or 80 teams, yeah. But then you want your conferences, I guess you want your tournaments to matter. But I don't know. I guess a small expansion wouldn't be bad, but not a whole nother round. You know what I'm saying? Like,
what is I saw 72. What is that? Because you're at 68 now. So if you're 72, what does that put?
Unless they have more for those like the first four would be like the first
game.
First 16, yeah. It's a lot of bubble matchups. Yeah.
I mean,
on that.
If they're talking about it, it's probably coming because they're already doing 12 in football, and they're talking about taking that up to 16, so it's probably coming.
Well, also they talking about doing a NIL in-game tournament.
Oh yeah.
In-season tournament. They're talking about that as well. We're gonna talk about that on our show Wednesday.
In college?
Yeah.
A NIL in-season tournament with each team that's participating get $1 million, and the winner also get $1 million.
So how many teams will be in there? 8, 16, 24?
I'm not sure. It didn't specify.
Carolina, you're actually blue, but you're Carolina, you're Kentucky. Yeah, wow, that's gonna be something.
I mean, yeah, because
they mentioned all of the blue bloods, to get it started, obviously.
Who wouldn't want to see that? I mean, yeah. And then, so stuff like that makes me think, okay, then you got these big schools. They're going to try to break away again and have their own little conference, like kind of like how football is doing. Like, you got the SEC and the Big Ten. You feel like they're going to break away from the NCAA and form their own little stuff because they're making all the money. Mm-hmm. So it's like we kind of seeing these patterns, man.
Well, football kind of controls everything. So, because what's the ACC? I mean, because you got these expansion of these two. You got the Pac-12 going away.
Right.
What you got coming to the ACC, like Stanford or somebody?
Yeah, Stanford, California Golden Bears, and then SMU. What are we gonna do with SMU? They just a throw in. They in Texas, Dallas.
So you just have to play the schedule. I mean, main thing you don't want for basketball, really, and even football, you don't want your rivalry to go away. And your big schools are still gonna be on ESPN.
Yeah, so on a random Saturday, you play at Stanford. Then on Monday, you play at Cal. Then you head back home. Like, you got to get those 2 games in. Then you head back.
Well, yeah, they do the tournaments. I mean, when they have those little tournaments, Maui, they go and play.
Right.
I mean, they'll get the schoolwork done if they got to get it done.
Think about Cal and Stanford too. Now, half of their games they fly to the East Coast to play Georgia Tech, to play Notre Dame. I mean, they a lot of flights, man. I'm just saying.
Well,
study on the flights.
More like the pros, because that's kind of what they want. I mean, well,
baseball. Think of all the other sports. Women's tennis. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, you got to roll out. Like that's deep, man. You gotta go that's a lot of traveling, man. A lot of flights.
Well, I mean, all I can say is enjoy being a student athlete as long as it lasts.
Well, they need to get a Delta contract too. They're gonna be flying a lot, boy.
Well, they're gonna be taken care of.
I mean, yeah.
But I mean, we got conference tournaments coming up. I don't know.
Starting Tuesday.
Yeah, I don't know if Connecticut can repeat. I mean, they have a good chance. So, I mean, I don't really believe in Purdue, but they could be due for a run. Kentucky, I feel like they can be dangerous because of the guards. And Tennessee, too. I mean, they got a fair share of experience. Carolina get the Sweet 16, I'd be good with that. I mean, anything further is just icing on the cake. I mean,
we can make it to the Elite 8.
The 8, depending on, obviously how the bracket fall out, but I don't have really high expectations.
It'll If we had 2 seed, we good.
Houston. Yeah, but I mean, tournament. I mean, it's really a toss up. I mean, it's not.
I'm just thinking, all these other teams got at least. I got 3 teams with 3 losses, and everybody else got at least 6 or 7 losses. So it's like teams can be beat, man.
Right, but
I mean, same can be said for Carolina. I mean, we lost to Georgia Tech. I mean, we lost to teams that it's like, man.
But it's, I mean, yeah, but it's no more road games, so you just kind of like neutral site stuff. That's where hopefully your neutral site record comes into play. Like we had a pretty good neutral site record.
Not Villanova. Sorry.
Yeah,
y'all believe in Houston?
Lost to one dude.
Yeah, I think Houston got a chance to make a serious run. I mean, they may want to last. They've been kind of Kelvin Sampson been having them on the brink. So I wouldn't be surprised.
They demolished Kansas this past weekend.
But you can't sleep on Connecticut either. Justin Patton, I mean, they won some championships. They got a good coaching staff, and if you're making a bracket, you always at least got to advance them rascals, man. They know how to win. They got the height.
No, Connecticut's good.
Rebound.
I mean, they bought a good amount of guys back. So,
you better have them advancing there on your bracket.
Yeah.
I'm a sleeper for the Creighton team. The Creighton team is very underrated.
They just beat somebody recently, right? No, they beat the team at the buzzer yesterday.
Villanova.
Yeah, that was Villanova. Yeah, dude made a shot. Yeah. So I mean, yes, a lot of experience. I think the team, Sharif Abdul-Rahim brother, is it South Florida?
The one that they were at KSU actually.
Yeah,
he took him and Youngblood down there to South Florida, and now they cracked the top 25. They playing
pretty good ball. So
but man, they got to win their tournament, or they're gonna just get an at-large bid. But I mean, they're good.
Because that's what happened to Indiana State. They lost to they lost the tournament, so they gotta hopefully get some help. And remember, they were ranked. Was it?
Yeah, they still got them as an 11 seed.
Indiana State?
No, they lost to Drake. Lost to Drake.
Drake, yeah. So Drake is in, but Indiana State got a good record, so they might. I mean, I think they should get in. I mean, you can't put some. Can't put Oklahoma in over.
Yeah.
So I mean, all those teams coming in. So I want to ask, as far as the women's, did y'all see how South Carolina won that game yesterday? Did you see it, Horace?
No, I didn't see it. I didn't see it live. I did see some highlights. Yeah,
I just saw the last shot. It was Tennessee, right? They didn't guard.
Oh yeah. I saw it just wide open. She shot a free throw like playing 21 in the neighborhood.
Wow.
Banked it in.
So it was a blown coverage three?
Huh?
It was a blown coverage three-pointer?
No, she was the center, so
they didn't guard her. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
And nobody even go out there either.
Don Staley said, you're going to be open because we saw this play in the first half and they not respecting you. They don't think you're going to shoot it. So, yeah, right. And she shot. She said, when you get that ball, shoot that. She said, shoot that thing.
But that's bad coach. I mean, I would be like, everybody has to be guarded. We can't take any chances of just because I know they didn't need to give up a two. I mean, a two would have beat them too, but the chance that girl hitting a three was, I mean, I know small. Slim, but
it's very small.
But you
want to expect her to shoot. I mean,
but it's just with the time left, whoever got the ball had to shoot. It wasn't like she had the ball and then she could have passed it. As soon as she got the ball, she had to shoot.
Time out. What's the other big man for Duke? Not Filipowski, but what's the other forward?
Powers?
Yeah, he got long arms.
Mark Mitchell.
Yeah, Mark Mitchell. It's like Mark Mitchell shooting a three. It's like
no.
Yeah, I mean, he's not really a great three. You don't expect him to shoot it. You're not going to be up on him at that type of the game.
No, but
I mean, yeah, you can guard somebody. Don't get me wrong, but
right, you can't have him wide open. Like I'm just like he said, taking a 21 shot to win the game. You can't just neglect all defense.
They were doing that to Cadeau a few times before he started hitting his threes. They would turn his back on him. Like, dude,
right, but he would just penetrate and pull up for the two, or just make you think, and then penetrate just enough to get somebody to move, and then pass it off.
But yeah, I mean, that was a great coaching move. I think.
I mean, but he's been doing that all year. He was good against Duke. I felt he just felt like he's been doing that. But people know he's the weak link. But you can't. Well, in the game of Carolina, remember he pump fake and Roach almost jumped over him. It was like, what are you doing? He's not a good shooter.
Right.
You're playing, you going through the motions out here, dude. You gotta know your personnel. But they didn't do that.
Yeah. But bringing it back to the women's game, man, I'm excited to watch some of their stuff because you got your Caitlin Clark, you got this chick from USC who's a freshman, and she averaging like
Juju.
Yeah,
awesome.
Her, yeah, she good. So I'm excited. Not only just even the opening round games or the second round, man, because Carolina girls are good too, but they gonna be like a 11 seed. But they only lost to South Carolina by 8 points. So it's like, I mean, we were at home, but there's going to be some good games, man. And so I'm excited to see them too. Can South Carolina keep up an undefeated season? You know how hard it is? So,
right. I mean, they're pretty stacked. I mean, is there shooting better this year? Because last year that was a problem. They couldn't shoot.
Yeah, they can do everything. They can shoot, rebound, defense. And then she getting the top recruits. It's easier when you get the top recruits, man. Look at the top 10 girls, and you got 4 of them going to going to South Carolina. I mean,
yeah, she pretty much took Gino Oriema's
right, because he was doing that.
Formulations, yeah.
Right. He was getting everybody, man. It wasn't fair.
But they couldn't shoot. I mean, they had some battles with LSU had enough shooting last year to keep up with Iowa, where they could offset Clark. Now this year, I don't know if she got the teammates. She went off the day in the second half. Like, they held her in check, but she found it. I would just start flat out. You just have to trap her out. I mean,
but you can't disrespect the other girls and leave them wide open, though. You can't leave one person wide open.
Well, you have to rotate. I mean, let's get some effort. Let's rotate on defense. But you have to play the percentages. Like, you just can't let her light you up.
When she passes, then you now got to rotate and have that person that was doubling go back to the open man. And the open man on the basket, you giving up layups.
But they're not giving up. They're not giving up layups. They're giving up threes. But you don't want her shooting threes.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I see what you're saying. I mean, much easier said than done, obviously. But I don't know the coaching. I'm no coach, so the scheme, and I just know it simply takes. If you're gonna trap, we got to rotate and be on the string and try to get back. Try to make the weakest shooter shoot.
Right. Okay.
I mean,
okay, coach.
When Curry was at Davidson, remember they put 2 people on him one time.
Right. Yeah, when they played Steph Curry. Right. I mean, and then they had the bragging rights. Hey, we held Steph Curry to 6 points or 4 points, but the other cats was going off. So, I mean,
right. I mean, he almost beat Kansas, but they just had a little more talent. So I mean, but yeah, I mean, I don't know if LSU can repeat, but as far as the women's, but I guess South Carolina, them. Who you said USC? Okay, they got a girl who ball. I have to find her. I haven't seen her. You said Juju
Watt.
Juju Watt. Yeah, that's her name. Yeah.
Okay.
She breaking. Oh, yeah. I think she might have passed her freshman scoring record for Caitlin Clark or something. She did something. She broke some kind of record.
So, oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. She got rebounds, maybe some triple doubles. I mean. But that's the thing, though. It's like the college game. It seems like there are a few stars, but when they get to the WNBA, it's like because that girl Sabrina Ionescu, like she was getting all them triple doubles at Oregon, but you ain't heard about her. I mean, WNBA ain't started yet, but she didn't like dominate, but she was still a good player.
She was getting a few triple doubles. Then she got hurt.
Oh, she got hurt. Okay.
She got hurt, and then but she can still shoot it. I mean,
right. Yeah.
But I mean, it was. I mean, who that Vegas had Aja Wilson and Candace Parker didn't even play, and they had some other girl. They was just too good.
Unfair, yeah, that was unfair. They're like a little all-star team. You couldn't.
Yeah, they did. It was them
good.
and I forgot who was on the other side. They both kind of stacked their squad, and they met in the finals.
Right.
Was it New York?
I don't know.
I think it might have been the Liberty. They had stacked their squad too with the girl from tall girl from Connecticut. I can't think of the name. I don't.
Deladine?
No, she played. No,
I don't know.
She just came out of
guess.
Connecticut not too long ago. Yeah, she was she was the leader of the other team.
The Aces and the Liberty.
Yeah, and so if you go to Liberty, whoever I don't know why I can't think of her
Aces
name.
and Liberty.
I can't see her face. I can see her face, but I can't call her name.
For the Liberty?
Yeah.
Oh, Breonna Stewart.
Yeah.
Stewart, the tall, yeah.
Yeah,
And they had
and
no
then,
scope. And no scope was on the
they
team
had
too.
Jonquil Jones too.
Yeah. And they were stacked. They actually whipped Vegas during the season, but when they got to the finals, I mean, it was a different story.
Yeah. Oh wow. So Nosko went to the finals her first year.
UNESCO.
Unescu.
UNESCO. But real quick, y'all got anything to say about the NBA? I see a lot of guys are going down, man. It's crazy. People are getting hurt late in the season. Look at him like that. He hurt now too. Curry.
Yeah.
Towns.
Well, I'll just go to the Eastern Conference. Oh, hold on. I'll just go to the Eastern Conference and just talk about how the team is that the 76ers are in free fall, right? They 3-7, but they were so good that they're still kind of holding on. But if they make it to the play-in game, they can be out, man. Right?
Yeah,
Yeah, because Embiid been out.
Yeah. So you got all them teams chasing in. What, the Pacers trying to catch them? The Heat.
The Pacers just lost Ben Mathurin off the bench. He done for the season, I think.
Yep, he's done for the season.
Done for the season. I mean, the Knicks got injuries.
The Hawks just lost Trey Young for the season.
Yeah.
They just Sadiq Bey got hurt tonight.
Oh wow. They lost to the Pelicans or they won?
No, they lost.
Well, they lost by 13. I see it now. Okay, so Milwaukee beat the Clippers. Okay, so Giannis had an Achilles issue, but I guess he okay.
Yeah.
But the East so bad. I mean, we ain't so bad, but I mean, Brooklyn's not gonna catch the Hawks, so they should get in the play-in, but I don't think Brooklyn will catch them. But Chicago.
No.
Yes, I mean, people dropping like is LeBron out? He hurt ankle or something, right?
Yeah, I heard him say, yeah, he's fine. But why'd you?
Yeah,
why'd
but
you
he was at Brunny game last night.
Oh, okay. Well, he is old, so I mean, he probably ain't but so fine. I mean, he's old.
Yeah, but he got that Miami connection, so he'll recover quick.
You talking about the PEDs?
Hey man, I think he stayed in the same house in Miami the Bear Bond stayed in. Address didn't have to change.
Wow. Freak of nature. I give him that. I mean, I for his sake, I hope he ain't doing it, but
I mean, look, even if you are, you're a billionaire. So it done paid off.
You're paying the fines already to keep it on the hush. That's what you're saying.
No, I mean, you're a billionaire, so it done paid off. I mean, because I think, Maurice, if you looked at my show last week, the question was, would you juice to get a bigger paycheck and to put yourself in a better position. Whether it's work, whether it's play, whether it's whatever, would you get the juice? So
a lot of people would.
Yeah. So
the answer is yes, because if you're only playing until you're about 40, 41, you only got a couple more years left. You see your talent starting to decline a little bit. You're starting to get injured a little bit more. And somebody's saying, hey, man, take this juice, man. Get right back in there. Get back to your playing form. Get you to the playoffs. Get you that bonus check or whatever. Get these incentives. All right, it's right here. Goom. And you back on the court and you still hooping it up. Like,
yeah, and no doubt about it.
Yeah.
Man.
But then we'll know what kind of side effects that come with later on down the line. Well, we saw what happened to Sammy Sosa. Maybe just they hit the other one just.
Sammy Sosa changed colors, didn't
he?
Yeah.
I think he got vitiligo, right?
Yeah. That brother, he changed a lot. But
that's my point.
Okay, Mark McGwire. I don't know what's up with him. Because remember, that's when baseball lost their ratings, and then they came back. They kept hitting the home run tracker. You're like, man, did he hit a home run today? Like, I mean, everybody was back in the baseball because everybody was hitting home runs. But,
I believe MLB was the ringleader in distributing to the guy.
Yeah. And y'all probably
look the other way. But Sealy definitely looked the other way with them suspensions. Tomorrow you get caught, you get 10 games.
No, I was a huge Baltimore Oriole fan, and we had this one guy named Brady Anderson.
I remember Brady.
You remember him?
Yeah, he's never hit over 9 home runs in the season. He come back and he go for 50, and he's a leadoff.
50, I'm just saying. Wow. And he was like, he had like muscles. I was like, whoa, this dude.
Yeah, you can see in his physical nature that he was.
You wanted that dude on your team. Let me put it like that. Like in the dark
Brady
alley,
Brady was going deep.
But yeah. So if somebody said if you could take it and get away with it, but they did that to bring the ratings back.
They did it for the ratings for sure.
Yeah. Because baseball is baseball. I mean, they're trying to change some stuff now to appeal to the younger people, like having the pitch clock and having stuff a little bit faster, so that games only last 2 hours and 30 minutes on average instead of 3. And it's kind of helping. But then, from a business aspect, you got the vendors like, man, we're trying to sell these hot dogs, and the game over now. We lost 30 minutes of hot dog time. You know, like, what's going on? So they're trying to figure that out, and maybe people are now trying to order from their seats and trying to order, digitized stuff, and you're paying. But it's a lot of stuff going on, man.
Get there early or get there on time. I mean,
nobody going to a baseball game early.
that's a fair amount of time. But I guess depending on how you look at baseball, I know when I was covering it and getting paid, I mean, them 3.5 hour games, they weigh on you. So I hate that I missed all of that weekend, 2.5. Sometimes you would get them definitely in the National League, but the Yankees and the Red Sox start playing, they playing them 4-hour games. Like,
and the issue is that in the late inning, you get those foul balls, and guys keep fouling off. So it'd be like a 12, 13 pitch at bat, and the dude keep fouling the ball off. You're like,
and Bruce Bochy bringing in all those pitchers. Come on,
pitching changes, yeah, you're right. And they go to the mound. Hey, man, how you gonna get this dude out, man? How you feeling right now? All right, okay.
I mean, this is TV plays a part in it. I mean, you have to consider the ratings. So I think the changes they made are good for better. Even though I don't hardly watch it, but I like what I heard.
Yeah, they wish Greg Maddux pitched every game, because when he pitched with the Braves, when I was working down there, we knew he was pitching. We knew he was getting up out of there less than 2 hours.
And when
his games were
my fault. They won in 94 and 95. It was 95, right? The first
95.
One. Yeah, okay. The strike was in 94. Okay.
They only won 1. They went to all them darn champ. No, won 2.
Oh yeah. Well,
2. The recent one, yeah. But back in the day,
they
went to all those different I guess the National League,
ALCS, right?
ALC, yeah, NLCS, right?
Yeah.
They got one.
Well, they definitely got cheated out of one for sure.
Oh,
The Minnesota one when Kent Herbeck pulled Ron Gann off the bag. Pulled him off first base and tagged him out, and replay went in at that time.
Oh,
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, they had a run. I mean, them 90s. When I was kind of into it, I kind of hated them. I was like, man, they always winning. They got them AL East, but they couldn't.
Why you gotta hate all the teams that I root
for? Who is his team? I'm still trying to figure out who Maurice's team is.
You see the jersey behind me? That's my team.
No, this college, man. I'm talking about a pro professional.
The Michael Jordan Chicago Bulls were my team.
Worse, he passed his, man. I'll tell you.
I'm an objective basketball writer.
Okay.
But I don't hate the baseball teams anymore. I mean, I did get tired of Yankees winning, but I don't even hate the Cowboys no more. I used to hate them. So I hate the Patriots.
They ain't been in the playoffs in forever. That's why you don't like them no more. That's why it's easy to like them now, because they ain't been to the playoffs.
Well, yeah, that's true. But I mean, I hated Brady them, so Shaq, Kobe, Lakers.
So you like dynasties? That's what I'm
hearing. You need to go to church with all that hate in your heart.
I didn't. Well, I mean, I do. Only word I could. I don't mean that. I was actually the other day, but
I don't like them. I don't like them either.
Like you said earlier, Horace. Yeah, I don't hate the Duke fans. One of my best friends is a Duke fan. My brother's a Duke fan, and we don't get at. Me and Mike get at it more about Carolina than me and Henry get at it about Duke and Carolina. So I definitely don't have any hate. I guess the word I'm using, I haven't really found another word to substitute, but I guess a strong dislike, or I don't wish an injury on anybody, but it's just certain teams I just couldn't rock with. And I like Shaq, but I just couldn't stand Kobe. Like Shaq was, but just Kobe just irked me. But he was dang good. I respect everything he did. I mean, he was a killer on the court, man. I mean, ultimate respect. Not a fan of LeBron, but I respect what he's done on the court. So, I mean, I'll argue to the day I die how I feel about whether he's greater than Michael Jordan, but it's nothing seriously ill will, like, ooh, I hate that dude, or that guy, I want him to get hurt. Nothing like that. It's just so many people love him and some hate him, some don't like him.
For every milestone that the brother accomplished, just people like getting cringed every time he does something next. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh man, he got 40,000 points. You know, and it's like, man, what can that man do, man? It's like, I don't know. My thing is, and I understand what you're saying, Maurice, and I wasn't really trying to take it to that literal level, but this what I don't like about, and you probably run into this. Just like, I'm a Duke fan, I'm a Braves fan, I'm a Falcon fan. I'm also a host, radio show. I give my opinions, and this is what I do. But when I give my opinions, just because it's not popular doesn't mean that I'm hating on somebody. It means that I'm giving my fair assessment based on what I see. And just like, before we even started the show tonight, I'm giving my fair assessment for what I saw about Duke and the game last night. I mean, I'm not trying to kill Filipowski. I'm not trying to kill Shire, but at the same time, I got to be fair about what I actually saw. And the thing about, we talking about LeBron, he gets 40,000 points and this and that and all this, but the problem with the LeBron constituents is
you can't say anything factual about him, or you gonna get in trouble. Like if I say, well, LeBron, don't put a target on your son back, and then want nobody to come after your son. So am I hating or am I giving my fair assessment? So those are the type of things that you have to fight through with the people who rock and ride for LeBron or anybody celebrity. I mean, they fair game, but I can't say anything about Tom Brady because he got 7 rings don't mean that he's excluded from making a dumb pass or throwing a pick stick.
Right.
Yeah.
I used to be on the anti Tom Brady wagon, because it just seemed like the way their culture was, they were always got a fine line. You had all these comes success, there comes some criticism with the flake gate or with the spy gate, and they're always trying to do something. Belichick pushing the limits, looking at other stuff. But bottom line is Belichick was a great coach, probably still is. But Brady kind of had the offensive part, Belichick had the defensive part. So you got 2 out of 3 phases of the game right there. And with that combined, they can go far. Now, I think Andy Reid and Mahomes is doing the same thing, right? Reid was a good coach before Mahomes, but now you bring in this quarterback aspect who can make all the right plays. He can beat teams that are technically better on paper, but he can figure it out and, just matriculate the ball downfield. You see them playing a zone defense, and you're just going to dump until they change, and they're always a step ahead. So it's like when you have a certain combination of great quarterback play with a great coach, that's what dynasties are made, man. It's tough to see them cats losing. If they can just get into the playoffs, they should not be an underdog. They figured it out. And I was amazed that the 49ers were a favorite on the Super Bowl. Maybe that's just for betting purposes, but
oh yeah,
that's got to be betting purposes because Mahomes, man, the dude, he keep proving to y'all that he keep winning, man. He not gonna beat himself. He gonna throw no pick on the game-winning drive and from a blown coverage. He find ways to win, man. And I don't know where I'm going with this, but I don't know, man. Brady, just going back to Brady, he's a winner, man.
He's a cheater too.
Yeah, he went to Tampa, went to another team and still got it done.
Yeah. But don't forget about the defense he had now.
Tampa?
Yeah, they had a they had a ready squad.
He had better receivers too. Mike Evans and
Godwin.
Yeah, then he brought in Gronk for good measure. Come on, Gronk. Faithful, baby. Yeah.
So I guess you always have who was more responsible, Brady or Belichick. But that caveat of you got to put that cheating, man. I don't know if this documentary that got this out there now, guys aren't saying anything, but like Rob Park said, I'm just waiting on the book to hear it all. Because they had a lot of things break for them, and they had teams do stupid stuff or just not smart stuff, but some stuff they manipulated. They were manipulated.
He just admitted to that Tuck rule. He said that was a fumble.
Right.
He said it was a fumble, right? Everybody knows a fumble, man. But they're not gonna go back now 20, 25 years and say, hey.
And it no longer exists.
Right, yeah.
But it worked against them that season. If you watch that Brady thing, 30 for 30 with Charles Woodson.
Yeah, Woodson, that's what he said. Yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah, so
he said, come on, Brady, man. Look at this play right here. He put in slow-mo. Everybody knew that was a sack fumble.
Yeah. Not saying dude not great, but I know a lot has to break for you, but it seems like a lot broke in his favor. Then 2001, they knew them plays from the Rams. It's just a whole lot. Come on, man, what was going on? But
I think if they ever had a stat about offensive holding penalties, man, them Patriots, I swear they did not have more than 5 all season. They didn't hold. And I don't know if that's a coaching thing.
Kansas City had the same thing this year.
Well, holding or
no holding penalties throughout the whole season.
And when I watch certain teams, like my wife is a Cleveland Browns fan. Now, them teams, the Browns, the Jets, the Raiders, them cats, they commit so many penalties, man. And I don't know if that's a whole coaching culture thing, but you can probably call holding every play, right? I mean, you look in there, you see somebody tuck a jersey, but it'd be on the third downs, man, the 3rd and 11s. They getting off the field, flag. So I'm like, man, this is unbelievable, man. It's tough being those fans of those fan bases, man. Even Detroit, like the penalties, boy, just at an all-time high. But
yeah, it's always that if in there. But we've gone long enough, guys. I got to get off here, but appreciate y'all for coming on, talking about mainly Carolina and Duke, and we're gonna see how this thing shake out with even more eyes now since it's March. So we've been watching the games, but now everybody else is gonna watch more since this tournament, the bracket season, and all that. So we're gonna see how it shake out for Duke, Carolina, and everybody else.
For sure. Man, I appreciate it. Good to meet you, Mike. Of course, I'm a ride or die Duke fan, but I definitely respect Carolina. You know, hopefully for many more games to come, we can sit around and chat it up and do some chop it up UNC cap. Maybe we ought to do a live during the game. I don't know if that messes up y'all routine or whatever, but maybe we should do a live during the game.
You guys just let me know when you want to do it. It'd be tough, but
if it's during the game, it has to be on that championship would be on Saturday, right? So Saturday. It's on ACC.
I'm just saying, even if it's not the ACC championship game, just maybe next year, do just a game in the period.
I see what you're saying.
Are you allowed to cuss? You may hear a lot of cuss words. Come on. God, come on, man.
Yeah.
Get off the floor. Get up.
All right, that's something to keep in mind. I don't have the well, I know, Horace, you always go live on Facebook. I guess I can. I just haven't set it up through because I don't pay, so it would just be like a live on Facebook. But I haven't tried it yet.
And I might have these Roku sticks, and I realize that Roku is like 10 seconds behind. So y'all be cheering it in. I don't really get the effect until 10 seconds later. You know what I'm saying? But if I go to the other room that got the actual box, I'm a little more current on that. I'm messing with you. But that'll be neat.
Okay. All right. Appreciate y'all, man. We're going to see how it shakes out.
All right, fellas. Y'all have a good one, man. Good luck in the tournament.
All right.
You too.
All right.
And that's all, folks, for this edition of the All Basketball Podcast, Carolina Got Something to Say edition. So on behalf of myself, Horace, and Mike, thanks for watching this episode of the All Basketball Podcast. Please subscribe on Spotify, YouTube, or wherever you listen to podcasts if you haven't already. And until next time, peace and be blessed in Jesus' name.